Lily Brooks had never seen so many different kinds of people in one room before. Well, they were not exactly people in the way she understood back on Earth, but they were close enough. The classroom buzzed with soft clicks, chirps, and hums as students settled into their seats. She slid into her usual spot near the middle, pulling out her datapad and stylus. Professor Halvin entered through the main door, his forearms carrying various teaching materials. He was a centaurian, covered in soft gray fur with kind amber eyes. Lily liked him. He never made her feel weird for asking questions, even when other students gave her strange looks. "Today we discuss territorial behavior across civilizations," Halvin announced, setting down his materials. How different species establish and maintain their spaces. Lily perked up. This was interesting stuff. Back home in Montana, she had watched wolves mark their territory and bears claim their fishing spots. She wondered how aliens did it. A student near the front raised a tentacle. "Professor, the Delarian Accords establish that advanced species do not engage in primitive territorial disputes." "Correct, Milo," Halvin nodded. "But understanding these behaviors helps us appreciate how far we've come." Lily raised her hand. "We still do it on Earth, though. Countries have borders and everything." The room went quiet. Several students shifted in their seats. A few moved slightly away from her. "Yes, well," Halvin cleared his throat. "Earth is still developing in that regard." "Developing?" A harsh voice came from the back. Lily turned to see Terran, a Velosian student who always sat in the last row. He was huge, at least 7 feet tall, with a dark green carapace that gleamed under the lights. "You mean primitive?" Lily smiled at him. "I guess you could say that. We're pretty new to all this space stuff." Terran's mandibles clicked rapidly. A sound she had learned meant irritation. "Your species should not even be here. Deathworlders do not belong in civilized institutions." "Oh." Lily's smile didn't fade. She had heard this before. "Well, I'm here to learn. Same as everyone else." "You come from a planet of horrors," Terran continued, standing up. His full height was impressive. "Your world kills everything on it. Predators, disasters, diseases. You should have died out long ago." "But we didn't," Lily said cheerfully. "Humans are pretty stubborn, I guess." Professor Halvin stepped between them. "Terran, please. This is not appropriate classroom discussion." "It is entirely appropriate," Terran shot back. "We are discussing territorial behavior. On my world, inferiors show respect to their superiors. This human shows no respect." Lily blinked, confused. "I'm sorry? I didn't mean to be disrespectful. I was just answering the question." Her genuine confusion seemed to anger Terran more. His carapace plates shifted, making him look even bigger. Other students were watching now, some with concern, others with interest. "You mock me with your ignorance," Terran hissed. "I'm really not," Lily insisted, still smiling. "I think Velosian culture is fascinating. I read about your architectural styles last week. The vertical cities are amazing." This was apparently the wrong thing to say. Terran's eyes narrowed. "You study us like specimens." "Well, yeah," Lily admitted. "That's kind of what xenobiology is about, learning about different species and cultures. It's really cool." The class ended a few minutes later, though tension hung in the air like static. Students filed out quickly, giving both Lily and Terran a wide berth. Lily gathered her things slowly, reviewing her notes. She wanted to ask Professor Halvin about Velosian territorial displays, but he seemed stressed. In the hallway, her roommate Rossi practically flew at her. The Pleiadian's feathers were ruffled with anxiety.
"Lily, what were you thinking?"
"What do you mean?" Lily asked, adjusting her bag. "Terran, you cannot just talk to him like that." "Like what?" "I was just being normal." Rossi's large eyes widened further. "Normal? Lily, he is dangerous." "Velosians are warriors. They have natural weapons. He could hurt you." Lily patted her friend's wing gently. "He won't, he's just upset." "People get upset sometimes." "This is not upset," Rossi chirped frantically. "This is a challenge building. I have seen this before with other species. He will confront you. Then I'll talk to him," Lily said simply. "Maybe we can work it out." Before Rossi could respond, Terran appeared at the end of the hallway. He walked toward them with deliberate steps, his entourage of fellow Velosians behind him. The hallway cleared as other students quickly found reasons to be elsewhere. "Human," Terran said, stopping a few feet away. "You have disrespected me repeatedly." "I honestly didn't mean to," Lily said, looking up at him. "Can we talk about this?" "We will talk," Terran agreed. "Tomorrow in class." I issue formal challenge under Academy protocol. You will learn your place. Professor Halvin appeared from around the corner. Terran, please reconsider. This is not necessary. It is necessary, Terran stated. She must understand hierarchy. All witnesses present tomorrow will see proper order established. He turned and left, his group following. The hallway slowly refilled with students all whispering. Lily looked at Rossi. What just happened? You accepted a challenge, Rossi said, her voice small. Oh, Lily, what are we going to do? I guess I'm going to class tomorrow, Lily said, still not understanding the severity. It'll be fine, Rossi. Really. But her roommate's feathers remained fluffed with worry, and as they walked back to their quarters, Lily noticed other students staring at her. Some looked concerned. Others looked curious. A few looked almost sad, like they were seeing someone who was already defeated. Lily just smiled at them all and kept walking. Back home, she had dealt with charging elk and curious mountain lions. Whatever tomorrow brought, she figured she could handle it. After all, how different could it be? News traveled fast on Academy Station Harmony. By evening, everyone knew about the challenge. Students gathered in small groups, discussing it in hushed tones. Some pulled up old recordings of Velocian challenges from other institutions. None of them ended well for the challenged party. Lily sat in the xenobiology lab, her eyes focused on a microscope. Her lab partner, a Glycian named Poro, kept glancing at her nervously. His slug-like body left a faint moisture trail on the lab bench. You seem calm, Poro finally said, his voice a wet whisper. I'm looking at these cell samples, Lily replied, adjusting the microscope. Professor Weld said we need to identify the differences between Kandarian and Trosian blood cells by tomorrow. I mean about Terran. Oh. Lily looked up, smiling. Yeah, that. It'll be okay. How can you say that? Poro's eye stalks bent toward her in confusion. He is much larger than you. He has natural armor and bladed forearms. You have? What do you have? Lily thought about it. I have hands, I guess. And I'm pretty good at not panicking. That will not help you against a Velocian. Probably not, Lily agreed, looking back into the microscope. But I don't think he really wants to hurt me. He's just scared. Scared, Terran? Poro made a sound like bubbling water, which Lily had learned was laughter. He is the one who should be feared. Maybe, Lily said. But I grew up around scared animals. They act tough when they're worried. Black bears do that. They huff and stomp and make themselves look big. But mostly they just want you to go away so they can feel safe again. Terran is not a bear. No, Lily admitted. But fear is fear, right? Whatever species you are, Poro had no response to that. They finished their lab work in silence, though Lily could feel his worried glances. Across the station, in the athletic training center, Terran practiced his combat forms. Other Velocian students watched, offering advice. His movements were sharp and precise, designed to intimidate and overwhelm. The blades on his forearms extended and retracted with practiced ease. Make sure she sees your full reach first, one of his friends advised. Most species submit immediately when they understand the physical advantage. She will learn, Terran said, striking at a practice dummy. His blade cut deep into the reinforced material. Tomorrow all will see that deathworlders are not special. They are just lucky to have survived their horrible planet. An older Velocian, a fourth-year student named Karth, stood at the edge of the training area. Be careful, Terran. Deathworlders are unpredictable. She is small and soft, Terran replied. What can she do? That is exactly my point, Karth said quietly. You do not know what she can do. None of us do. Terran dismissed the warning with a click of his mandibles. Back in her quarters, Lily found Rossi pacing in circles, her talons clicking against the floor. The Pleiadian had clearly been crying, her feathers damp around her eyes. Rossi, what's wrong? I have been researching, Rossi said, her voice shaking. She pulled up holographic displays. Lily, do you know what Earth is classified as? Class 12 Deathworld, the highest danger rating. Your planet has mega predators, apex hunters that kill for food, natural disasters that destroy entire regions, diseases that wipe out populations. How did you survive? We're adaptable, Lily said, sitting on her bunk. And we work together. But you have no natural defenses. No armor, no venom, no claws, no speed advantage. You are soft and weak compared to most species. Rossi pulled up more data. And yet, your species conquered your entire planet. You are the only apex species on Earth. You eliminated all competition. Well, not eliminated, Lily corrected. We coexist with lots of species. Because you choose to. Rossi's voice rose. You could destroy them, but you choose not to. That is somehow more terrifying. Lily patted the bunk next to her. Rossi hopped up, settling her feathers. They sat together quietly for a moment. I'm not scary, Rossi. I'm just me. That is what I am beginning to realize, Rossi said softly. You do not even see yourself as dangerous. But Lily, I found your human history files. Your species fought each other for thousands of years. Massive wars. Weapons that could destroy cities. And now you are out here making friends, studying, smiling at everyone. Like none of that matters. It doesn't, Lily said. That's all in the past. We learned. We got better. Did you? Rossi asked. Or are you just choosing to be gentle? Lily thought about it. Is there a difference? The question hung in the air. Rossi had no answer. A message pinged on Lily's datapad. It was from her family back on Earth. She opened the video call and her parents' faces appeared. Hey, sweetheart, her dad said. He was still wearing his park ranger uniform. Your brother said you had some trouble at school?
It's not trouble exactly, Lily explained.
Just a misunderstanding with another student. We're sorting it out tomorrow. Her mother leaned into the frame. Do you need advice, honey? I don't think so. He's just upset because I'm different. I'll talk to him and we'll work it out. Her father smiled. That's my girl. Remember what I taught you about wild animals? Never show fear, never show aggression. Just be calm and give them space to feel safe. Exactly. Works on people too, usually. They talked for a few more minutes about ordinary things. Classes, weather back home, her brother's soccer game. When the call ended, Rossi stared at Lily. Your family is not worried at all. Why would they be? Because tomorrow you face a trained warrior who has issued a formal challenge. Lily shrugged. Yeah, but he's not actually going to hurt me. That would get him expelled. He just wants everyone to see him win. So I'll let him feel like he won and then we can all move on. Rossi buried her face in her wings. You do not understand what you have agreed to. Maybe not, Lily admitted, lying back on her bunk. But I'll figure it out. I always do. As the lights dimmed for sleep cycle, Rossi watched her roommate drift off peacefully. No fear, no preparation, no worry. Just calm acceptance. It was the most terrifying thing she had ever witnessed. The comparative civilizations classroom filled earlier than usual. Students who normally never attended this course found reasons to be there. They lined the walls, crowded the doorway, even sat on the floor. Word had spread throughout the entire station. A human was facing a Velosian challenge. Professor Halvin arrived to chaos. His forearms moved frantically, trying to restore order. Please, everyone, find seats. If you are not enrolled in this course, you must leave. No one moved. He sighed, knowing he had no real authority to force them out. The challenge was legal under academy protocols. Any student could witness it. Medical personnel positioned themselves outside the door. They had equipment ready, though they looked uncertain. None of them had treated a human before. Earth's biology was still relatively unknown to the wider galaxy. Terran arrived with his group, walking in formation. His carapace had been polished until it gleamed. His bladed forearms were clearly visible, retracted but ready. He took position at the front of the classroom, standing at his full imposing height. Other students instinctively moved away from him. The room hummed with nervous energy. Species of all kinds watched and waited. Some had recording devices active. This would be studied later, analyzed, discussed. A deathworlder facing a challenge was unprecedented in recent academy history. Lily arrived last. She walked through the door carrying her regular study materials, a bag slung over her shoulder. Her hair was pulled back in a simple tie. She wore her usual clothes, nothing special. She smiled at a few students she recognized as she made her way to her seat. The normalcy of it shocked everyone. She acted like this was just another day. Rossi, already seated, grabbed Lily's arm as she passed. Please be careful, the Pleiadian whispered. I will, Lily promised, patting her friend's wing. Professor Halvin cleared his throat. Before we begin regular class, there is a matter to address. His voice was strained. A formal challenge has been issued and accepted. As per Academy protocol, both parties must confirm their consent. Terran stepped forward. I consent. I will demonstrate proper hierarchy to one who does not understand it. All eyes turned to Lily. She stood up, still holding her datapad. On my consent too, I guess, though I'm still not sure what I did wrong. Her honesty made several students shift uncomfortably. She really did not understand. Terran moved to the center of the open space at the front of the classroom. He began the traditional Velocian challenge display. His body moved through poses designed over thousands of years to show dominance and strength. He extended his full height, making himself as large as possible. His carapace plates shifted and spread, revealing the tough muscle beneath. Then he extended his blades. They slid out from his forearms with a metallic ring that echoed through the silent room. Each blade was nearly 2 feet long, curved and sharp. Natural weapons honed by evolution. He struck at the demonstration podium, his blade cutting deep into the reinforced material. The sound was sharp and final. Species throughout the room reacted instinctively. Prey species wanted to flee. Predator species felt challenged. Everyone recognized a threat display when they saw one. Terran turned to face Lily, both blades extended. He pointed one directly at her. It was the traditional gesture. Submit now or face these weapons. The room held its breath. Lily stood up from her seat. She walked calmly to the front of the classroom, her steps even and unhurried. Students leaned forward. This was it. She would either surrender or try to fight. She stopped in front of Terran, looking up at him. He towered over her. His blade was still pointed at her face. She smiled. That was really impressive, she said genuinely. Is that a traditional Velocian combat form? I read about them, but I've never seen one performed. Terran's mandibles clenched. His blade did not waver. You mock me. I'm not, Lily insisted, her smile never fading. I'm serious. The way you moved was really coordinated. Must take years of practice. Won't submit, Terran demanded. Acknowledge your inferiority. I can't do that, Lily said simply. Not because I think I'm superior. Just because I don't think anyone is inferior to anyone else. We're all just different. Terran's anger flared. She was making this worse, making him look foolish. Every word from her mouth was wrong. She should be afraid. She should be backing away. She should be showing respect. Instead, she stood there, small and soft and smiling, like his display meant nothing. He made his decision. He would scare her properly, make her flinch, make her show fear. Then she would submit and this would end. His blade shot forward, aimed at her face. He would stop it just short. The motion would be enough. She would see death coming and finally understand. The blade moved fast, too fast for most species to track, but Lily did not move, did not flinch, did not blink. The blade stopped an inch from her face, her smile widened. Not with fear, not with nervousness. With genuine delight she laughed, a warm, happy sound that filled the shocked silence. Oh, she said, her eyes bright with amusement. We're doing this for real? Okay, something changed. Terran felt it immediately. Lily's posture shifted. She was still smiling, still looking friendly. But something was different. The prey animal had vanished. What stood before him now was something else entirely. Do you want to stop here? Lily asked, her voice gentle. Or should I show you something? Terran should have stopped. Every instinct suddenly screamed at him to stop. But his pride was wounded. His status was on the line. Everyone was watching. Show me what a soft deathworlder can do, he challenged. Lily nodded. She looked around the room, her eyes landing on Professor Halvin's metal pointer. Can I borrow that? Halvin, too shocked to refuse, handed it over. Lily held the thin metal rod loosely in one hand. She turned to address the entire class, that friendly smile still on her face. So, humans don't have natural weapons like Terran does, she began, her voice taking on a teaching tone. No claws, no armor, no venom, no fangs. We're actually pretty weak compared to most Earth predators. She paused, looking at Terran. We had to get creative. The room waited. The small human stood there with her borrowed pointer, facing down a trained warrior twice her size. And somehow, impossibly, the fear in the room shifted direction. For the first time since entering the classroom, Terran felt uncertain. The human smile no longer looked harmless. It looked like something else. Something patient. Something that had been waiting. Let me show you, Lily said softly. What humans learn to do. Lily began to move. Not fast, not aggressive, just deliberate. She circled slightly, and Terran instinctively turned to keep her in view. The pointer hung loosely in her hand like an extension of her arm. Humans are bipedal, she explained, her voice calm and educational. Walking on two legs freed up our hands. That's important because hands with opposable thumbs can do amazing things. She demonstrated, flexing her fingers, showing the range of motion. Several students leaned forward, watching with sudden scientific interest. Her hand could move in ways their appendages could not. We also have flexible joints, Lily continued. She bent her arm backward at the elbow, just slightly past straight. Rigid structured species in the audience made sounds of discomfort. That looked wrong to them, almost broken. And we're persistence hunters, Lily added. We don't have to be fast. We just have to keep going. Humans can run for hours, days even, until prey collapses from exhaustion. Our bodies are built for endurance, Taryn watched her warily. This was not what he expected. She was lecturing, not fighting. Yet somehow it felt more dangerous than any attack. But most importantly, Lily said, her smile never wavering, humans are really, really good at studying things. We watch, we learn, we figure out how things work. She looked around the classroom, pointing with her free hand at different students. Glycians have exposed neural columns along their backs, right there. She indicated Poro, who shrank down instinctively. Centaurians have secondary hearts under their lower rib cage, unprotected. Professor Halvin's hand moved unconsciously to his side. Pleiadians have hollow bones near their wing joints for flight, fragile. Rossi's wings tucked tight against her body. The room realized what was happening. The small human had cataloged their weaknesses. She had studied every species here, not just their cultures or their art, their vulnerabilities. You studied how to hurt us, someone whispered. I studied anatomy, Lily corrected gently. Biology, how bodies work. It's fascinating, really. Every species evolved to fit their environment. You can learn so much about where someone comes from by understanding their body. Taryn made his move. He lunged forward with both blades extended, trying to use his reach advantage. It was a standard Velosian attack, meant to force submission through overwhelming force. Lily stepped inward, not back inward. She moved inside the arc of his blades where they could not reach her. The pointer flicked out, tapping his wrist joint. Just a light touch, perfectly placed. Taryn's arm spasmed. The blade retracted involuntarily. His other arm moved to compensate, but Lily was already there. Another tap, this time to a cluster of nerves near his elbow joint. Both blades retracted. Taryn stumbled back, his arms tingling and unresponsive. Lily stepped back too, giving him space. Still smiling. Still calm, see? She said to the class. No claws needed. Humans just learned where the off switches are. Taryn stared at his arms, flexing them. The feeling was returning, but slowly. What did you do? Nerve strikes, Lily explained. Temporary. You'll be fine in a minute. Humans have been doing this for thousands of years. When you can't overpower something, you learn precision instead. She turned back to the class, continuing her impromptu lesson. Earth had megafauna. Huge predators with every advantage. Saber-toothed cats with fangs longer than your hand. Cave bears that stood 12 feet tall. Mammoths with tusks that could impale you. Humans had none of those weapons. She held up her hands. We just had these. So we made tools. Spears, knives, bows. We studied migration patterns. We learned what plants were poisonous and used them on our weapons. We worked in groups, communicating and planning. The room was silent, absorbed in her words. We didn't survive Earth by being the strongest, Lily said quietly. We survived by being the most stubborn, by refusing to give up, by learning and adapting and never ever stopping. Taryn's arms had recovered. He could feel his blades again, but he did not extend them. He stood there trying to process what had happened. The human had disabled him in seconds, made it look easy, and she had done it while teaching a class. You could have hurt me, he said slowly. Really hurt me. I could have, Lily agreed. But why would I? You're not actually trying to kill me. You're just trying to make a point. What point? That you're strong. That you deserve respect. That you belong here. Lily's smile softened. But Taryn, you don't need to prove any of that. You already belong here. You're smart and talented. You got accepted to the academy same as everyone else. You don't understand Velosian culture, Taryn protested, but his voice lacked its earlier conviction. You're right, I don't, Lily admitted. That's why I wanted to learn from you. Why I asked about your history and your art. I'm not trying to disrespect your culture. I'm trying to understand it. She set the pointer down on the nearest desk. I'm sorry if I made you feel disrespected. I honestly didn't mean to. I'm just trying to make friends. The words hung in the air. The room full of witnesses watched as the small human stood there, vulnerable again, waiting for Terran's response. Terran looked at his hands, at his blades that had been so easily countered. He looked at Lily, still smiling her genuine smile. He thought about her questions over the past weeks, her enthusiasm about Velosian architecture, her curiosity about his homeworld. It had all been real. She had not been mocking him. She had been interested, and he had repaid her interest with hostility. "I don't understand you," Terran said finally, his voice quiet. "That's okay," Lily replied. "We have time to learn about each other. That's what school is for, right?" She extended her hand toward him, palm open. A human greeting gesture. He stared at it, at the hand that had just disabled him, the hand that had catalogued every weakness in the room, the hand that now offered friendship. Slowly, carefully, he reached out and took it. Her grip was firm but not crushing. She shook his hand once, twice, then let go. "Friends?" she asked hopefully. Terran did not know how to answer. His world had just shifted. Everything he thought he knew about humans, about deathworlders, about strength and weakness, had been turned sideways. But looking into her eyes, seeing genuine hope there, he found himself nodding. "I need time to understand," he said. "That's fair," Lily agreed. She turned to Professor Halvin. "Is it okay if we start class now? I have questions about the reading assignment." Professor Halvin, still processing everything that had happened, simply nodded. The medical team insisted on examining both Lily and Terran despite their protests. They were led to a side room while the classroom slowly emptied. Students talking in excited whispers about what they had witnessed. A Kandarian medic, her 6 limbs moving efficiently, scanned Terran's arms with diagnostic equipment. Minor nerve irritation. Full recovery within 2 hours. No permanent damage. She turned to Lily, scanning her as well. The results made her pause. Your heart rate never elevated above resting. No stress hormones detected. No defensive responses triggered at all. She looked at Lily with confusion. You were not afraid? Should I have been? Lily asked. The medic had no answer. She cleared them both to leave. In the hallway, Terran found himself walking alongside Lily. His friends had scattered, uncertain how to approach him after what happened. Other students gave them both space, watching from a distance. How did you know? Terran asked suddenly. About the nerve clusters. I studied Velosian anatomy last semester, Lily replied. It was in the comparative biology course. Your nervous system is really efficient, but the junctions are close to the surface. Evolution probably favored quick response time over protection. And you remembered that? I remember most things I read, Lily said. Is that weird? Some humans are like that. My friend back on Earth could memorize entire books. I'm not that good, but I remember important stuff. Important like how to disable species? Terran's voice was not accusatory, just curious. Important like how bodies work, Lily corrected. I want to be a xenobiologist. Understanding different species is kind of the whole point. They reached an intersection in the corridor. Terran stopped. Why did you not hurt me? You had the opportunity. You had witnesses. It would have been justified. Lily tilted her head, thinking, because that's not why I'm here. I didn't come to space to fight aliens. I came to learn about them. About you. Hurting you doesn't teach me anything useful. Most species would have taken the opportunity to establish dominance. Humans already did that, Lily said quietly. On Earth, we dominated everything. We were so good at it that we almost destroyed our whole planet. We fought wars that killed millions of our own people. We hunted animals to extinction. We poisoned our own air and water. She looked up at Terran. We got really good at hurting things, and it almost ended us. So we decided to get good at something else instead. What? Understanding, cooperation, peace. Lily shrugged. It's harder than fighting, honestly, but it works better in the long run. Terran processed this. Around them, the station hummed with life. Dozens of species living together, studying together, existing in relative harmony. Is that why humans joined the galactic community? To practice peace? Partly, Lily admitted. Also because there's so much to learn out here. Do you know how exciting it is for me to meet someone from a completely different planet? You evolved under a different sun. Your whole biology is unique. That's amazing. Her enthusiasm was infectious. Terran felt his hostility fading, replaced by something else. Curiosity, maybe. Or confusion. He was not sure. I need to think, he said finally. About what happened. About what it means. Okay, Lily said easily. I'll be in the library later if you want to study. I'm still really bad at Velosian history. All the dynasty names sound similar to me. She waved and headed down the corridor. Taryn watched her go, this small human who had just dismantled everything he thought he knew. The next day, Lily arrived at the library as promised. She spread her materials across a study table, pulling up holographic texts about Velosian culture. The dynasty names really were confusing. She was deep into reading about the third Carapace dynasty when someone sat down across from her. Taryn. He did not say anything at first, just sat there with his own datapad.
Hey,
Lily said, smiling.
want to study together?
I want to understand, Taryn replied. Yesterday in class. That was not your full capability. No, Lily admitted, but it didn't need to be. You weren't really trying to hurt me either. How did you know? Because if you wanted to hurt me, you would have started differently. You were displaying, not attacking, like a bear standing up. It looks scary, but it's just checking you out, seeing if you're a threat. Taryn's mandibles clicked softly. You compare me to animals. I compare everyone to animals, Lily said. Humans are animals too. We all have instincts and behaviors. That's not an insult. It's just biology. Teach me, Taryn said suddenly, about humans. Real information, not the fear stories. Lily brightened. Really? Okay, what do you want to know? Everything. Start with Earth. What is it really like? For the next hour, Lily talked about her home. Not the dangerous parts, but the beautiful parts. Mountains and forests. Rivers and oceans. The way snow looked on pine trees. The sound of wind through grass. The feeling of sun on skin. Taryn listened, fascinated despite himself. The Deathworld she described sounded hostile, yes, but also vibrant. Alive in a way his own planet with its controlled environments and safe zones was not. And humans just live there? Among all those dangers? We don't really think of them as dangers, Lily explained. They're just part of home. You learn to be aware, respectful. Most wild animals don't want to hurt you. They just want to live their lives. Most? Well, some do want to eat you, Lily admitted. But that's what they evolved to do. Can't blame a predator for being a predator. You don't fear predators. I respect them, Lily corrected. Fear would make me panic. Respect makes me careful. Rossi found them hours later, still talking. Her feathers ruffled with surprise. Lily, Taryn, you were studying together? Yeah, Lily said happily. Taryn's helping me with dynasty names, and I'm teaching him about Earth ecology. This is... Rossi searched for words. Unexpected. Good unexpected or bad unexpected? Lily asked. Rossi looked between them. The Velosian warrior and the human girl, surrounded by study materials, talking like old friends. I am not sure yet, she admitted. But may I join you? Sure, Lily said, making space. I'm about to explain what wolves are. Taryn leaned forward with interest. Are those predators? Yep, pack hunters. Really smart. Humans actually domesticated them thousands of years ago. Now we keep them as pets. You keep predators as pets? We call them dogs now. They're great. Very loyal. Some humans love their dogs more than other humans. Taryn's mandibles clicked rapidly. Rossi settled her feathers nervously. And Lily smiled, happy to share her world with anyone willing to listen. 3 weeks passed. The academy settled into a new rhythm. The video of Lily and Taryn's confrontation had spread through student networks across multiple stations. Some species viewed it with fear, confirming their beliefs about dangerous deathworlders. Others saw something different. They saw restraint, precision, control. Most importantly, they saw what happened after. The human and the Velosian studying together, talking, learning from each other. Lily's study group grew. At first, it was just her, Taryn, and Rossi. Then Poro joined, bringing his extensive notes on cellular biology. A Duranthian named Kells came next, interested in Earth's geological history. Within 2 weeks, they had 12 regular members representing 8 different species. Professor Halvin's Comparative Civilizations course became the most popular class on the station. Students attended who had no need of the credit. They wanted to hear Lily's perspective on human culture and to watch how she interacted with others. She never made herself the center of attention. She asked more questions than she answered. When discussing Earth, she was honest about humanity's failures as well as achievements. She talked about pollution and war, but also about art and music and the long, difficult process of learning to be better. Humans are not special, she said during one class discussion. We just had to learn hard lessons because our planet gave us no choice. Every species here has strengths we don't have. That's why being here, learning from all of you, is so important to me. Other human students on the station noticed the change. They were no longer avoided in corridors. Students from various species approached them with questions, curiosity replacing fear. The humans became unofficial ambassadors, bridging gaps between species who had never really talked before. Lily sat in her usual spot at the observation deck one evening. It was late in the station's day cycle, and few others were around. She liked watching the stars, finding Earth's sun among the billions of lights. Footsteps approached. Terran settled beside her, his large frame making the bench creak slightly. "You come here often," he observed. "Helps me think," Lily replied. "Being in space is still kind of unreal sometimes. I grew up in a small town. The biggest thing I dealt with was the occasional bear near our trash. Now I'm floating through space, talking to people from other planets. It's a lot. Do you regret coming?" "No way," Lily said immediately. "This is the coolest thing I've ever done. Sometimes I need to remind myself it's real." They sat in comfortable silence for a moment. Through the transparent wall, stars slowly moved as the station rotated. "I owe you an apology," Terran said finally. "A real one. What I did in class, the challenge, it was wrong. I was afraid of what you represented and I responded with aggression." "You were scared," Lily said. "I get it. Humans scare a lot of species, you should. Your capabilities are frightening, but that is not what I learned." Terran turned to face her. "I learned that having power and choosing not to use it is very different from not having power at all. You could have humiliated me. Instead, you taught a class and offered friendship." "You would have done the same," Lily said. "No," Terran replied honestly. "I would not have. But I am learning. Watching you. How you interact with others, it is changing how I see things." "Good things or bad things?" "Different things," Terran clarified. "I was raised to value strength and hierarchy, to believe that power determines worth. But you have power and you give it away freely. You help others without expecting dominance in return. It is strange to me." "It's just practical," Lily said. "If I help you learn and you help me learn, we both get stronger. If we compete and one of us loses, only one gets stronger. Math says cooperation works better. Mathematics do not account for pride." "Maybe pride is overrated," Lily suggested, then quickly added, "Sorry, I don't mean to insult Velosian culture." "You are not wrong," Terran admitted. "Pride drove me to challenge you. Pride nearly got me hurt. Perhaps humans learned to value different things because pride alone could not save you on Earth." "We have pride," Lily said. "Lots of it, actually. We're proud of what we build, what we learn, what we overcome. We just try not to let it make us cruel." Footsteps approached again. Both turned to see Rossi carrying a data pad. "There you two are," she chirped. "I have been looking everywhere." "Lily, your brother sent another message. He wants to know if you have made more alien friends." "His words." Lily laughed. "Tell him yes. Lots of them." Rossi settled on Lily's other side, tucking her wings comfortably. "I never thought I would see this. A human, a Velosian, and a Pleiadian sitting together peacefully. Our species barely interact normally." "Maybe they should more," Lily said. "You both have such different perspectives. Rossi, you see things in terms of harmony and art. Terran sees structure and tradition. I'm just trying to understand everything. Together we make a good team." "A strange team," Rossi agreed, "but effective. Our group project received the highest marks in class." "That was mostly your writing," Lily said. "You made the cultural analysis sound beautiful." "Your research provided the foundation," Rossi countered. "And Terran's organizational structure made it coherent." "So teamwork works," Terran said, something like amusement in his voice. As the human predicted, they sat together, three unlikely friends, watching stars drift past. On the main levels of the station, other species mingled and studied. Barriers were breaking down, not through force or decree, but through simple daily interaction, through study groups and shared meals and conversations in corridors. "Lily," Terran said quietly, "when you stood there with my blade near your face and you smiled." "Why?" Lily thought about the question. She had been asked it before by others but never really explained. Because in that moment I saw you, she said finally. Not the scary display. You were terrified. Scared of looking weak, scared of being wrong, scared of me. And I realized you were just like everyone else. Just like me. We're all scared sometimes. All trying to figure out where we fit. She looked at him. In that moment, we were the same. And that made me happy. Because if we're the same, we can understand each other. And if we can understand each other, we can be friends. That is very human logic, Taryn observed. Maybe, Lily agreed. Or maybe it's just basic. Fear doesn't have to make us enemies. It can make us curious instead. Help us learn. Rossi's feathers rustled softly. I was terrified of you at first, Lily. Terrified of what you represented. But now I cannot imagine not having you as my friend. Same, Lily said warmly. You've taught me so much about seeing beauty in things. And Taryn, you've shown me how important tradition and history are. I'm better because I know you both. Below them, through the observation window, Earth was visible. A small blue marble among countless stars, beautiful and deadly and home. Your planet made you strong, Taryn said, following her gaze. But you chose to be kind. That choice is what makes humans truly dangerous. Or truly hopeful, Lily suggested. Depends on how you look at it. Both, Rossi decided. Definitely both. The station rotated slowly. Stars wheeled past, and 3 friends from 3 different worlds sat together in comfortable silence. Proof that understanding could bridge any gap, even between species born under different suns.